The honourable member for Ottawa Centre.
Mr. Speaker, the Conservatives are leading us into an expanded military role in Iraq, and the Liberals are ready to go along without a vote in Parliament. We've gone from mission creep to mission leap. The most basic questions have been left unanswered, yet the Conservatives offered more military involvement in the U.S. without consulting Parliament. So the question is, when exactly did the Conservatives offer Canadian troops to the United States? When did they do that?
It's simple.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
I don't know where the member's been. September 5th, the Prime Minister announced that we're deploying up to 69 special forces from the Canadian Armed Forces. And they are there in a non-combat advisory role, providing strategic and tactical advice. And we're proud of those brave men and women who are serving, assisting at the invitation of the Iraqi government. They're there with their authority and cooperating with forces in the north alongside the Kurdish Peshmerga. And I can tell you that this is a non-combat role, and we do not vote on non-combat missions in this House.
Member for Ottawa Centre.
Speaker, we're now hearing that the government offered the Americans our troops before we were asked. That's what I'm hearing the Parliamentary Secretary say. While the Conservatives have no problem expanding our military role in Iraq, they have been failing to tackle the enormous humanitarian needs in this conflict. Over 2.2 million people in Iraq are in need of humanitarian assistance. At the committee on September 9th, the Minister promised that Canada would help support refugees for the coming winter, combat sexual violence, and prosecute war criminals. So the question is, why has the government walked away from those commitments? We haven't heard announcements on these very important aspects of the mission.
Yes.
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of International Development.
Well, Mr. Speaker, Canada condemns in the strongest terms ISIS terrorists' repugnant killing of innocent civilians in northern Iraq, including women and children, Christian, Yazidi, and other religious communities. Mr. Speaker, Canada has been helping since the beginning of the crisis, and actually we are the 7th largest donor to the humanitarian crisis. Canada's contribution will continue to allow for those most desperately in need to receive food, hygiene kits, cooking materials, blankets, tents, medical supplies, and other essential supplies that are needed. And as well, we are making emergency repairs to water systems. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.